It's Matthew,
And it's Noah.
and welcome back to Unaired Segments.
Yeah.
So these two people right here live in a storage unit. And as you see in the video, they're getting kicked out. Now, they're not supposed to live in a storage unit because it's illegal, but they did it secretly because they were homeless.
So we got kicked out of our storage unit. The higher ups found out about my video and went so viral. We ended up getting kicked out. Now we're just trying to figure out where to go and what we're gonna do with all of our stuff. We're gonna have to get a new storage unit. So yeah, we got kicked out. We just don't know what to do right now. We're trying to figure it out. It's a lot. It's a lot of uncertainty. We can't live here anymore. And we can't make videos in here anymore. Now all we have is a tent and it's freezing cold outside.
Now, after this, they moved into multiple more storage units and they keep on, or sometimes they'll even move into a hotel for a few days. Now, people are making a big deal out of this because the lady in the video is only 21 and they feel as though she shouldn't have to live in these conditions and they're able to work. They also feel as though the man shouldn't record them moving into these storage units because it is illegal. Now, since this video, they have moved into multiple storage units and they plan on doing it more often. That's all we have today. I'm your host, Katira. Thanks for watching.
Good morning, Cherokee Warriors. It's your boy John Carl in the house, and welcome back to Latin Music Review with my normal segment. And you might have seen me on last week's CHS News. I was on hosting, but now I'm back to my normal segment, which is Latin Music Review. And I am here reviewing the most famous Mexican singer of all time, Peso Pluma. Peso Pluma is known as a Mexican singer, and he started singing into a lot of his songs, and also he went to the studio and went to go record his first music, which was Ella Baila Sola, which means she dances alone. This song is one of the most famous songs that everyone might have listened to. You might have listened to everybody around the hallways blasting that song or listening to it. And Peso Pluma is one of my top 2 favorite artists of all time. Well, that's all I got in this week's Latin Music Review, and I will see you guys on the next one.
¿Qué le parece esa morra? La que anda bailando sola me gusta pa' mí.
This is your host here, Ruby, on Random. Hello everybody, and today I will be solving a Rubik's Cube. Yep, that's right. So the reason I'm not going to use this one is because a lot of people think I cheat because there are stickers, but this one, as you can tell, does not have stickers. But since some of you are skeptics, I'm going to be solving with this Rubik's Cube. That's right, no stickers whatsoever. All right, I'm going to play the fast motion of me solving it. Starting now. Boom. If you don't believe me, you can always come up to me and say, hey, solve my Rubik's Cube, and I'd be more than happy to. But yeah. Boom. See you next time on Random. Peace out.
Back to Comic Cashmere's, I'm your host, Cohen Edmondson. Now today we're going to be going over what the headgear was worn by the 4th Infantry Division during Operation Cobra. Now they wore an M1 helmet, typically with an OD7 helmet net. Sometimes you see no helmet nets, but usually a helmet net. Now, you can also see scrim put on their helmets as pictured on the right. Scrim would kind of help break up their silhouettes and just, like, camouflage them. Here's an original photo of guys wearing scrim during Operation Cobra. Now, sometimes they would have the 4th Infantry Division logo actually painted on their helmets. Typically, it's with officers. Here's a photo of a captain helmet who had the 4th Infantry Division logo painted on his helmet. And when they weren't in combat, you can see guys just wearing Jeep caps. Jeep cap was just a small wool knit cap. It kind of helped keep your head warm. It was just something comfortable to wear, especially when it got cold at night. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and we hope you have a great day.
Good morning, Cherokee Warriors, and welcome back to Dub Weeks with your host, Tanner. Last time we went over Season 1 and left off right before Season 2, so let's get straight into it. Season 2 started with the Christmas update, which added a new lobby background and added different things to the map, and it also added the snowball launcher, one of the most OP weapons at the time. This was the big blow up for Fortnite. With the first Battle Pass brought an incentive to play more and to get the Black Knight skin, which is one of the most rare skins to be in Fortnite. One of the most iconic things came from the Backpack Kid when he did the floss and got excessively big after the emote was put into Fortnite. Fortnite added a whopping 5 new POIs to the island: Haunted Hills, Junk Junction, Shifty Shafts, Snobby Shores, Tilted Towers, the best, and Moisty Myers, the worst one. While TSM Myth was catching all the dubs in Fortnite, a certain someone was rising the ranks.
Do not bully people.
But we'll save that for Season 3 next week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great, wonderful week, Warriors.
There's always an argument on what the greatest diss track of all time is. A lot of people will say Tupac's Hit 'Em Up because they've heard it so many times. Some will say Nas's Ether, or the other side of that argument will say Jay-Z's Takeover. The many diss tracks that Eminem has put out against rappers like Benzino, Ja Rule, and The Game, which completely put them out of business. There are many answers to this question, but the real answer isn't any of these songs. It's No Vaseline by Ice Cube, directed at NWA. I mentioned earlier that if you ask someone this question, 9 times out of 10 they will say Hit 'Em Up by Tupac, which is a good answer, but it's not entirely accurate. Let me set the record straight. Hit 'Em Up is not the greatest diss track of all time. It's the most iconic diss track of all time. And No Vaseline is the actual greatest diss track of all time. But before I explain why, let me give you some context. Ice Cube was a part of NWA when it started. He was the one who wrote Boys in the Hood. After NWA came off tour in 1989, Jerry Heller, the manager of NWA, had messed with the contracts, causing Jerry to take more money than he was allowed to. This led to the members of NWA not getting the amount of money that they deserved, and when it was time for Cube to sign the contract, he wanted to get a lawyer to read over it. Jerry wouldn't let him, which caused Cube to leave the group. And after Cube left, he signed to Priority Records and put out his first solo album, America's Most Wanted. Around that time, NWA released their first album without Cube, and on this album, there was a diss track directed at Cube, along with a bunch of subliminal messages throughout the album. And this did not sit well with Cube, seeing as the fact that on America's Most Wanted, he didn't mention NWA not once. So he wrote No Vaseline in 15 minutes. Now, the argument that I was making earlier is true. Hit 'Em Up had features on it. Pac needed help taking down Biggie and Bad Boy. Cube had no features on Vaseline. Nobody to help him. All it took was one MC to take out the whole group and their manager. That's why No Vaseline is the greatest diss track of all time.
Hey Warriors, today we're going to be talking about the band Foo Fighters. Personally, they're one of my most favorite rock bands of all time, and they've been around since 1995. One of my friends listened to them for almost a record-breaking amount of time. It's 43,000 minutes in 1 year, what is 730 hours. Their most popular song is Everlong. They've been playing it for 28 years at their concerts, and there was one time they didn't play it.
We couldn't play the one song that we've played at every show for the last 28 years of our lives.
And TikTok went crazy. For the next concert, they played it 10 times because people kept on complaining and all the controversy.
Oh my God. So tonight, we're gonna play it 10 times. How about that?
That's it, Warriors. Have a great one.
Welcome back to Motorsports. I'm Ghost, and I'm going to go over the first race in the ISMA, or International Motorsport Association, which was the Rolex 24 at Daytona, which, you guessed it, is at Daytona International Speedway, specifically the road course section of the track. But now, let's talk about the track. One lap is 3.56 miles and 12 corners, which corners 7 and 8 and 11 and 12 are the famous incline corners from the oval course, with also added chicanes for corners 9 and 10, or called the bus stop, in corners 13 and 14 as a normal chicane. And there are only 6 corners in the infield, and the rest of the half are in the outer field of the race. Next week, I'm going to go over the first track in the WEC calendar, But that's all for now. See you on the next lap of motorsports.
So who am I here with?
Riley.
Keegan. So, what's your favorite holiday and why?
Christmas. Because I love Santa Claus.
What about you?
Definitely Christmas. You know, I just love getting that cake under the tree.
All right. So who am I here with?
Braden.
Okay, so what's your favorite holiday and why?
Christmas, because the gifts.
All right. So who am I here with?
Nathan.
Okay, so what's your favorite holiday and why?
It's probably going to be Christmas because, you know, it's the season of giving.
That's all for this week. See you next week, Warriors.